A step, a single step. It's such a simple movement. We take thousands of steps every day, rarely thinking about how powerful and purposeful those steps can be. In 2015, I took 7,359,599 steps during a walk across America. Over the course of 191 days, I walked 3,250 miles from Virginia Beach to San Francisco. It was an incredible experience. So why did I decide to walk across America? In December of 2014, I returned to Colorado in December from a self-supported cycling trip. I had biked from eastern Kansas to southern Florida. I loved the simplistic nature of living off of two wheels and was still in a transitional phase in my life. I was laying in bed one night, and randomly this thought to walk across America popped into my head. At first it seemed ridiculous. How could someone actually walk from one ocean to the other? But once I thought about the trip in terms of the month by month, state by state, day by day, and then step by step, it seemed a lot less overwhelming and entirely possible. In addition to the physical and mental challenges of the walk, it would also give me an opportunity to meet new people, encounter new towns, new scenery, and for every day to be a little adventure. So on February 1st of 2015, I fully committed to the walk. I'll never forget the concerned look on my parents' faces when I told them what I was planning, but I was set on it. And on April 1st, promising everyone in Colorado this wasn't some elaborate April Fool's joke, I packed up my backpack, who I named Forrest, and I prepared to head for the East Coast. My initial plan was to carry Forrest for the first half of the walk, and then acquire a pushcart, who I named PJ. I have this tendency to name inanimate objects that I travel with. I wanted to get a pushcart so that I could carry more water and food as I encountered more desolate territory in the West. So I arrived in Virginia Beach by train at midnight on April 4th. The following morning, I walked down to the Atlantic Ocean, I touched the cool waters, turned west, and I took that first pivotal step of my journey. I was overcome with emotion when I began my walk. I was extremely excited, but I was nervous. I was admittedly afraid because I didn't know what the road was actually going to hold for me. But my tensions were steadily put at ease as I made my way west because I was met with so much kindness from strangers. People would pull over on the side of the road and offer me food, water, encouragement, and conversation. Strangers would buy me dinner at restaurants and Gatorades at gas stations. When I was in West Virginia, I was approaching Horsepin Mountain. It was about a 1,500-foot climb. An elderly woman pulled off the side of the road and offered me a ride to the top, claiming that it was too dangerous for a pedestrian. I politely declined the ride, explaining my need to connect every step along the way. She drove off, only to return half an hour later with a slice of chocolate cheesecake, telling me that I would need those calories in order to get over the mountain. Finding camping spots on a daily basis was always a challenge. I generally knew where my walk was going to end every day, but I rarely knew where I was going to sleep each night. An incredible 68 different families hosted me as I made my way west, offering up a spot for me to put my tent up in their yard, a guest bedroom. They typically fed me dinner, gave me a much-needed shower, and let me do laundry. I also camped at 15 city parks with the permission of local authorities, of course. I stayed off the side of the road 45 times, sleeping in the trees, bushes, under a few bridges. I even camped outside of a bar in downtown O'Fallon, Illinois, appropriately named The Outdoorsman. Even though I was met with so much kindness and generosity as I made my way across the country, there were plenty of things that made my walk a challenge. A lot of the highways that I walked had very small shoulders. I had more cars than I can count pass within inches of me. Plenty of drivers honked at me or flipped me off, wondering why there's this guy pushing an oversized stroller down the side of the road. I battled Mother Nature on a daily basis, facing strong thunderstorms in the east, 115-degree heat indexes in Kansas. Mosquitoes and gnats left red welts all over my arms and my legs throughout the Midwest. Dusty winds greeted me in the deserts of Nevada. And when I arrived in my final state of California, I walked 3 physically challenging passes as I made my way through the Sierra Nevada mountains. My feet ached on a daily basis, and a lot of days I was left at my campsite or host house limping, just wincing in pain, looking down at the quarter-sized blisters on my toes, asking myself, how in the world am I going to walk again tomorrow? At times like this, the Pacific Ocean could seem impossibly far away. When that happened, I just reminded myself, keep taking steps. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and walking west, knowing that if I kept doing that, I would eventually arrive at the Pacific. And on October 11th, I crossed the Golden Gate Bridge. A mile later, I found myself at Baker Beach. During the course of my walk, I passed through 13 states. I wore through 6 pairs of shoes. I ate 150 jars of peanut butter. That was my main staple. I had lost 20 pounds. My hair had thinned a bit. I also ended the trip with 3 fewer toenails. I definitely don't have a future career as a foot model. But I was full of life, and I had gained enough experiences to last a lifetime. And once I did arrive at the Pacific, my walk concluded the exact same way that it started, with a single step into the ocean. Now, this idea that an incredible journey begins with a single step is nothing new. But if my walk is proof of anything, it's that we must take that first step when we're facing a task or have a goal that seems overwhelming. Now, we all have long-term dreams and long-term goals, whether it's attaining a college degree, maybe it's a new physical challenge, starting a new career, a business, or writing a book. Maybe you're a little crazier like me, and you'd like to walk across America or canoe the Mississippi River. We can't let the fear of the unknown or a task that seems too overwhelming or far-fetched deter us from chasing that dream. Take that first step. And when you encounter difficult moments along the way and the finish line seems too far off in the distance, like you'll never reach it, keep taking steps and then take another and another. Because eventually all those steps that you take will add up and you'll find yourself at an amazing destination. Take a step today. Thank you.